Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off here to another glorious, wondrous, near magical Propagandacast with me, host, off here to a 1v1 on Vilshanka. In the west, it is Jimmy, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 2nd Panzer Division featuring Spearhead, Mechanized Assault and Lightning War, a trio of Tiger tank commanders. In the east it is Pax Ajax, the one and only defender of democracy. Here fighting for America Freedom with the 3rd Armored featuring Heavy Cavalry Company with rifle defensive structures, off-map smoke barrages, Rangers, combined arms, and the M26 Pershing heavy tank. We got a gun and MD42 versus double rifle start here. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them and their invaluable support, the Propagandacast might be possible. And a big thanks to Ivan for pledging on Patreon and supporting it as well. And joining these heroic people and supporters of the Propagandacast. Other people can join in his and the others heroic example pledge on Patreon themselves or donate via PayPal. I'll let you know, consider pre-ordering companies for using the code on the link in the comments, using the code CoH2 as written there. That is full caps. And also in a comment, like, share, subscribe. But anyways, first engage with one here by Jimmy as the reactions were overcome by German firepower. The M1 carbines, sadly, not quite able to match an MG42. Up north, rifle squad inbound there, and south squad bound as well. There were the rifle squad here, so yeah, pretty standard stuff here. 3rd rifle squad for Pax Ajax. More grenadiers here for Jimmy. A rifle squad they're setting out. Having seized the northern point. Almost got the southern point here with rifle squad there as well. With the south squad there. Grenadiers there on the move for Jimmy and Germany. Well, guessing we're not looking at any mechanized assault grenadiers here. We're probably not going to see the commander overall. He could still go for it, obviously, but typically people go for mechanized assault, pick the commander pretty quickly. So more likely either Spearhead here, Lightning Wall. Of course, Jimmy could, of course, quickly prove me wrong. 3rd Grenadier Squad here for Jimmy. 3rd Rifle Squad out for Pax Ajax. No sandbags yet for these riflemen here. Shed quickly occupied and scoured for any Nazis. Alright, check the shed. No Nazis. I don't think they're going to hide in the shed. You don't know that. That said, Pax Ajax does have a one surprise up his sleeve. Or in this case, his grenade pouches. He's actually researched early grenades here. Thumbs up to Pax Ajax. A potent but fairly overlooked upgrade here. And there we go. Jimmy clearly did not see that one coming because here's a fun fact. Most American players rarely bother with the grenades in the early game. Which means, of course, when they do go for them, you can really get off some nicer surprises. Like here, because again, most American players don't bother with this otherwise quite good upgrade. So boom, you might lose a machine gun where you otherwise were not expecting to. Really big one here for Pax Ajax in the early game. Completely blindsided Jimmy there. Also, fun fact, while the Stalemate is, of course, the most commonly associated grenade with the Germans, they did have something similar to the Mark II there in the Eierhandgranate or air-can grenade. Fun fact. But it's just not as iconic, so it typically doesn't really get shown a lot in games or even movies, but it was apparently also a quite common grenade. Fun fact, by the way, fun fact. So, 4th Grenadier Squad for Jimmy in response to the lost machine and gewehr here, and we got a lot of barbed wire there around the center. It's starting to look more like an art installation than an actual front line. In the far south here, Ralph Scott's Grenadier says Jimmy, those strikes at the fuel point there, outmaneuvering Pax Ajax, who's got the lieutenant out here. Certainly still looking like a strong start, though Jimmy messing here with Pax Ajax fuel income is definitely going to help out. Machine and gewehr there being held northwards by Pax Ajax plucky GIs. Leads in the center here as the Grenadiers there as well. Rifle squad up north could try and push a bit further forwards, maybe land some sandbags or mines even. Machine gun is just standing on the fuel point here. Really bold by Pax Ajax actually. Jimmy meanwhile is slowly taking up. Machine gun then caught out of position, setting up again. And he should be able to bypass it. That's set up close. The rifle squad on the infantry got to give the Grenadiers a bit of a headache in theory. More rifle moving in, then machine gun could actually get wiped out here. Possibly. No, the Grenadiers had to pull back as the rifle squad moves in. The pioneers are flanking in here, though. No flamethrowers, which could be of help here. Close. Finding here in the cut by the carve point in the south here. More Grenadiers caught up in the bat spot as well here. Pax Ajax striking back hard here, Jimmy, and certainly making things difficult for the Germans once more. 50 cavalry of Pax Ajax, clearly not content with just an MG42, he wants even more machine guns. Which, I mean, you know, is a pretty solid idea too as well. But force Jimmy have to consider more to help counter them, smoke being deployed as well there, thumbs up. Basically means the gunners can't fire at a safe distance behind heavy cover, have to either like leave the cover or they can't do anything at all. In this case, allowing Pax Ajax to close on the lieutenant's really good use of the lieutenant smoke ability. Thumbs up there. Almost lost the rifle, got close. That'd been a pretty good kill there for Jimmy against Pax Ajax. And there you go, almost before he was able to grab the fuel point. Pax Ajax slams down and wipes the Pioneers too. Pax Ajax is absolutely crushing it here in the early game. And by crushing it, I mean he's crushing Jimmy's Germans. Heading straight for the southern munition point here and laying down a mine rapidly. Thumbs up there to Pax Ajax. Really an absolutely astoundingly strong early game here for the Americans. Certainly like the greatest hits of USF early game here, I'd practically say. Like to mechanize company here for Jimmy. Probably going to turn around on a 2-2-2. Can also start upgrading his men with light machine guns. Or he could go for Lightning Wall and try and use a bunch of G43s to maybe help push back Pax Ajax in more mobile fluid fashion as well. That could be an idea here for Jimmy, honestly. We'll of course have to see what Jimmy commits to, but I do think he probably needs to like start figuring out he wants like machine guns or G43s pretty soon, because he's got plenty of munitions, and I think he'd really benefit if some of those munitions started going towards things that kills Americans. Well, for his sake, obviously. I imagine Pax Ajax would prefer Jimmy never invested those munitions into anything. Armored car there, halfway done there for Jimmy. Actually, about 2/3 of the way done here. Pioneers in hot pursuit. Still no upgrades here. Grenades off again. They're going to push back. He definitely knows to be a bit more careful around Pax Ajax and his grenade-wielding Americans. There we go. 2-2 out here for Jimmy. Almost losing a grenadier squad here. Grenade up from the Pioneers. Dodges it though. Armored car charging in for Deutschland. Finding up close here to the fuel point as Pax Ajax launches another assault here for Freedom and Democracy. Just really strong early game. Stuart light tank being piled on here as well. They're further just increasing Jimmy's discomfort here in the face of Pax Ajax. Smoke being deployed here. Right around the armored car here, preventing from shooting, but also just preventing Jimmy from easily shooting his lieutenant as well. Devious. Lieutenant just holding it out of there, but now Grierson supported by Fitka going to the carve point, but there you go, armored car on the spot. Pioneers bring in, he's going to need a Pack 40 soon. Or more armored cars. And he really needs to like pick a commander or, you know, start upgrading his men, because he's floating 200 munitions now and there's still not really happening a lot there. I'm actually surprised at this part. Maybe just Jimmy's already stressed out. I mean, he's lost a machine gun, he's lost Pioneers, he's really on the back foot. I would not be surprised if Jimmy is feeling a bit of stress here from Pax Ajax hyper-aggressive all-American strategies at the moment there. And now we got the M5A1 Stuart light tank here, which is obviously only going to make things tougher and more uncomfortable for Jimmy, and certainly only serve to stress him out more. So, Stuart rushing in, the Grenadiers should be able to Panzerfaust it. There we go. Might be able to save the armored car. Might being the operating word in that sentence. Yep, narrowly got the two out there before it got lost, but there you go. Big push for Pax Ajax. And again, large throng of grenade-wielding Americans definitely forces Jimmy's hand there. He's bringing on the machine gun to help deal with all of Pax Ajax infantry, though, crucially, that means he's not bringing out a Pack 40 to stop the Stuarts, so he's clearly... You know, he's obviously going to take the Stuart seriously, but he's clearly much more concerned about Pax Ajax's infantry than he is about the Stuart, if he's going to go for machine gun here. And he's reinforcing, and it's worth noting he still hasn't like picked an upgrade for them, or going for a command like maybe that way go for an upgrade. Sandmax up here with the northern field point, car point almost caught, he even briefly considered mines, and there you go, grenade on the retreating Grenadiers. Almost got the wipe too there, but there we go, suffers a wipe for one. See a small bit of relief here for Jimmy against Pax Ajax in an otherwise tumultuous tide of misfortune. I think he came to his senses there and actually cancelled the MG42 for Pack 40. And again, I do get the need for an MG42 as well. I totally get it, but I think this dude presents a much bigger issue for Jimmy otherwise. Could get a wipe here on Pax Ajax second rifle squad. This would be also really good for Jimmy if he could land a second wipe here. That would definitely put a significant dent into Pax Ajax force composition, as he's down to just suddenly 2 squads of infantry versus Jimmy's 4. This could definitely give Jimmy what he needs, like maybe stage a comeback. But really, just so far was brutal and top-notch gameplay here. Pax Ajax, I think, showing why he's definitely one of my favourite USF players to watch. Because he certainly knows how to, like, get the most out of the USF. In particular, heavy cavalry. Stuart following a bit back here. Pack following forward here for Jimmy. Up north, the armoured car being fixed up. Got the northern fuel point back secured for Deutschland, using southwards. Medics on the way there for Pax Ajax. Sanitäter. Machine and Gewehr setting up here for Pax Ajax. And mines as well there. He's just absolutely leveraging the commander fairly well so far. Could actually start calling in some Rangers. I mean, some Thompsons could really, make things uncomfortable for Jimmy, who is finally starting to upgrade, I think. Got a bunch of machine guns out there. They're not too many either. Perhaps he's got something else planned with all these munitions. Who knows? But there you go. Rangers out for Pax Ajax will help make up for these losses he suffered with something a bit more elite. And also significantly more heavily equipped with 4 Thompson submachine guns. Mines as well here, very good. Thumbs up there to Pax Ajax in the south here, better extend the front line as well. They're still moving forward here, backed up with the echelons in case Jimmy has been laying down tunnel mines, which would certainly be one of the biggest threats here to Pax Ajax still light tank right now. Since if he hits a tunnel mine with that one, that could allow Jimmy to much more effectively stage a command. But there you go. Instead, he catches the pack moving with the Stuart, and he goes in for the kill here, hoping to clear out the pack and then swarm it with infantry. Grenadiers are rushing, and there you go. Doesn't quite able to take out the pack here, but still pushes it back here and forced into a situation where probably will have to retreat for reinforcements rather than go after the Stuart again. But no. Really risky stuff here. Meanwhile, the assault continues. The Rangers there are not being upgraded, though. That is a bit of a surprise here by Hacks. I would have figured upgraded the Thompsons, but something here keeps him from doing it, or perhaps he just forgot, I don't know. The south, you've got the Grenadiers grabbing some munitions, 50 cal out of the rear to mow down some goddamn krauts, and there you go. Jimmy with a machine gun again here, Rangers on the carve point. Armor car, though, ripping through the neck, cutting down Corporal Lewison there with an ultra cannon and a correction machine gun. Backhead reinforcing healing, machine and Gewehr there, halfway done. And a second Ranger squad here, Pax Ajax. Probably one of the few American players I know who actually makes like any significant use of the Rangers. So, thumbs up to that one. Rushing forward here, Grenadiers advancing on the center as well. Here we got 245 to 470, and Pax Ajax has a massive 2-point lead in just the first 13 minutes of the game. They're quite impressive stuff here. But I'm still surprised at the lack of upgrades to the Rangers. Perhaps he's like waiting, he needs to upgrade for like bazookas, because Pax Ajax, besides being one of the more notable Ranger users, is also one of the more notable Ranger bazooka users. So it is not impossible that Pax Ajax is perhaps waiting to see if he needs to go for Ranger bazookas just in case. Clearly Pax Ajax is not taking Jimmy here too lightly, despite being in our strong position. Pax Ajax, of course, is aware of the possibility that he, makes the wrong judgment. He could be in a lot of trouble. Ooh, almost got the Grenadier squad right in the south here. Again, these grenades continue to pay big dividends here for Pax Ajax. Jimmy, meanwhile, moving straight ahead for armor. He knows that right now his best chance of really staging a more serious comeback against Pax Ajax will be relying on getting out some panzers soon. Rangers, though, definitely took a hell of a beating here from the machine gun at close range. Second range squad ready, and there's still no machine gun assault submachine gun upgrade for them. Technically, again, in-game stat-wise, it is basically a better assault rifle for reasons that are, quite frankly, beyond me. 5th cal here with the armor piercing Rangers, the 2-2. Reinforcing healing, and we got the major for Pax Ajax. Of course, he knows too. He needs to push for armor soon. No Thompsons at all there for the Rangers. Rangers caught here, but the MD-42 and routed. Northern point seized for the Lieutenant, Southern point seized for the Rifle Squad here. Jimmy still hasn't gone for a commander. Also, there's an opponent with like 2 machine guns on a map like Vilshanka. I do think Jimmy would benefit a significant amount here from like a mortar. Possibly a mortar half-track, though obviously you need to get out some armor first. But, you know, basically some kind of light artillery here I think would do Jimmy a lot of good here versus Pax Ajax. North Healerson going for deep flank, looking to hit Jimmy from an angle he's clearly not expecting. Thumbs up to that, I think. Far south here, a bit of pressure on the southern flank here. Jimmy's got a grenade squad covering up. Can sort of help deal with a lone squad like this, but obviously a bigger assault and they will have to retreat, though more forces are being dispatched now, it appears. Major out there for Pax Ajax, of course, would also benefit from a mortar, honestly. Sterling can soon go for a Sherman here versus Jimmy. I suppose you could also transfer out there for something bigger, but I'm still surprised at the complete utter lack of any upgrades for the Rangers. It's not like they're bad without it, they're just, I personally feel like, a lot better with them. Because they basically just become better Panzer Grenadiers. That is, they're 5-man with assault rifles that are better than the Panzer Grenadiers assault rifles. Again, for reasons that are beyond me. Into the M42, catching both rifles or Ranger scores, then quickly suppressing them. Panther fires, Pack Combi understood. Pax Ajax there definitely pushes like a bit far. We do get a smoke grenade from the Reactions. Thumbs up. Really nice response. That, of course, doesn't stop the M42, but it might just have saved the Stuart light tank. So obviously understand here, because losing a guy to incoming force, that's fine. Just losing the Stuart would obviously be a lot less fine. So I definitely understand the prioritization there from Pax Ajax, and I do think he made the right call. He's still floating like a lot of munitions. I'm not entirely sure why he's doing that. Weapon racks on the way there. Guessing it's for that. Again, I'm still surprised the lack of any Thompsons all there. Armor cars, the MD42, so Palmer Cop here for Jim. He can go for the Panther 4, which I imagine will be the reason again Pax Ajax was very much keeping his Rangers open, so he can at least get one Ranger Bazooka team out there, because one of them can definitely put a lot of hurt on a Panther 4. I mean, a lot of hurt. Far south, you can lead squad outmaneuvering here. Pax Ajax front line there, trying to hit the fuel pump there. Got lone squad spots what Jimmy's up to, and of course is ready to threaten them with grenades. Machine gun gewehr setting up as the major. Artillery immediately called in here. Could also just fire a smoke grenade, a bit cheaper, but anyways, Panther 4 there for Jimmy. Pax Ajax meanwhile, smoke against the armored car. There you go, getting hit by his own artillery. Machine gun does still get a bit hit there by the artillery call in from the major. If Cal getting ready, could soon go for Sherman, but it's also not impossible. I mean, you look at his resources and the command points. Pax Ajax may honestly just be thinking, you know what, I can just go for a Pershing right away. Even got the Rangers pushing ahead here. While he has researched the weapon racks and unlocked them, he's still not really bothered with anything out of them. It does feel like Pax Ajax is being really hesitant about committing here. He's definitely, I think, waiting for some kind of, like, you know, moment here to, like, reel itself before he seemingly commits. I don't know, maybe I'm getting the wrong impression here. Smoke being deployed. There we go, another white one, Jimmy with the grenades here. And a grenade on the MU42 combined with the smoke barrage there. Armored car knocked out with the Stuart. Really harsh hit here on Jimmy and the second Panzer Division from Pax Ajax. Now we got the Panther 4 ready there. Should definitely add the Pendulum out of machine gun gewehr. And we still don't have a commander from Jimmy either, though. Only some questions there to be raised. But there you go. Ranger squad could be caught with the Panther 4 here. Out in the open there. Go quick retreat. No, doesn't care. Goes for the Stuart instead, which I honestly don't blame Jimmy for. Getting rid of the Stuart would, of course, be a big priority. And there you go. Shell shock to help bait it out there. It's typically how it gets used most of the time, just to get a Stuart light tank out there if it gets hit by a Panther 4 or anything larger than the Stuart itself. But yeah, Pax Ajax definitely starting to get the impression he's going to go for the Pershing heavy tank here versus Jimmy. Bazookas there being added to the Rangers. So yeah, he was definitely also waiting there to, like, you know, to let Panther 4 to arrive before upgrading them. Even then he could, like, upgraded one with Thompson, then the other with bazookas, but oh well. But yeah, now he's got definitely, like, you know, 3-man bazooka team. And again, the Rangers get some... oh, they actually only got 2 bazookas. Fair enough. But either way, though, you still pack a punch, since they get some bonuses using bazookas compared to, like, say, riflemen, reactionals, or any officers. So, little fun fact there. Stuart being fixed up. Very close to the Pershing. I mean, 1 minute away there in terms of fuel. Manpower whilst we're talking a few more minutes. Meanwhile, though, Jimmy is definitely pushing ahead for Deutschland. More grenadiers on the way, though. Obviously, you could also consider some Panzergrenadier or a mortar. First some infantry, then a mortar. Still no commander though for Jimmy. Kinda Commandante. In the face of Pax Ajax spirited all-American assaults. Good rushing forwards here. Southwards of the Major, Ranger setting out there as well. Up north, the gunner's got the pointees, Steward racing through the centre, engaging the machine gun and quickly staying in packing. Further south is the lieutenant, and further southwards, 5th Cup around the fuel point there. Pack 4 landing a good shot, the Steward light tank here. Forcing Pax Ajax to reposition the Steward a bit there. Further up north, the Rangers riding by the gunnies inside the church, find themselves barred. You shall not pass! What? I don't know, I just tried to sound cool, but they can't hear you, so too much busy shouting American all that Scheiße. And it's going to swing forward here, Rangers bring in the bazooka team. Rangers suppressed. Panther 4 being fixed up. Could soon go for another Panther 4 here, and Pax Ajax is getting ever closer to that Pershing. Still no commander here for Jimmy at all. Panther Boston's to a light tank, could be knocked out here by a Panther 4 I suppose, but he's clearly a bit more concerned about the south right now, where Pax has a much lighter presence, but still a presence, and of course rushing in the Panther 4 to quickly deal with that. Actually makes sense. I mean, he can just more quickly just send all of this running, open up the entire southern front line, rather than make an attempt to maybe get the Steward up north here, so this actually kind of makes sense. Bit of economy of force there, if you will, and basically just figuring out where he can get the most bang for his buck. Pax, meanwhile, there, less than a minute away from the Pershing. Jimmy there with another Pack 40 on the way. He's probably figuring out his opponent's going to go for the Pershing because he's seen smoke, he's seen Rangers, he's seen sandbags and stuff like that. You know, basically all the indicators have been paying attention, so he should be well aware of that Pax Ajax is likely going to hit him with a Pershing, so getting another Pack 40 here makes a bunch of sense. The question is, what does he follow up with then? More Panther 4s, Stokes. Will he try and go for a Tiger, which again seems likely because I'd like to stress this, he's got like 3 commanders, each with a Tiger at the tail end. Which definitely has me thinking that he wants to go for a heavy tank himself. Nice use of instant LPs around here by Pax Ajax, thumbs up. Found it amusing at times that Allied players will use this ability more than the Germans will do, which is certainly not a great look for the German players. But there you go, grenade off here, Pershing rolling out, then gating the Pioneers and forcing them away. Zuka found the Panther 4. Heavily pursuing that Panther 4, already a bit dinged up. Their Pack 40 ready to respond to the Pershing, and there you go, punching a few large holes into Pax Ajax. Heavy tank though. Fun fact, the Pershing tank would later be downgraded after the war to a medium tank. In fact, they'd start converting a bunch of them to the M48 pattern, but I think they kind of gave up halfway through and figured it wasn't worth bothering. So, little fun fact there about the Pershing. Panther rush straight for the Steward here. Rangers with the Grenadiers. Pershing falling back. Hackman forwards. We'll have to see again what Jimmy's planning, but if he doesn't go for like a medium tank soon, or Stug, I would probably suspect he's going to go for the Tiger himself. Yep, there he goes, Spearhead. So, very, very likely he's going to be going for the Tiger tank here now. Again, obviously he's going to go for it eventually. You've got like 3 commanders with a Tiger tank in it, you know. You're probably going to go for a Tiger tank. Sandbags up north here, after those got wired off by the Germans. Pershing being fixed up here. South, you can see there once more Jimmy starting to threaten the fuel punch. Also got much better map control here versus Pax Ajax. Rangers reinforcing healing. Pershing rolling ahead here for freedom and democracy. Straight into the double Pack 4 to the Pershing. We do get some artillery called into the Major, but the Pershing is, of course, still forced to pull back then. Would be still trying to stick around in front of the Packs. I'm surprised it then proceeds to move into like the area where the Packs sort of roughly still are. In this case, get lucky with a bounce off the Pershing's armor. Second bounce as well. Their third bounce. That's fairly fortunate there for Pax Ajax. Insane on Ping Trying Thing 42 ripping through the 50 cal crew there. Gimme does go for second Panther 4. I'm honestly amazed or surprised. Not amazed, but surprised. It's really felt like the way things were going here with Jimmy, he was just going to go for like the target tank next. But going for another Panther 4 first, honestly, is what I'd recommend. For sure, stood moving up here, 16 kills. Far north point being grabbed by the Grenadiers, Panther 4 being fixed up. Very close to on the Schutzen. Rangers, the machine moving up, more air recons here from Jimmy against Pax Ajax. Pershing setting out, there we go, engage the Grenadiers with a nice high explosive shell. Rangers here was the Panther 4, and there you go, Vector 2 achieved. Schutzen added to the Panzerkampfwagen 4. And towards the Pack 40 here, we got the Pershing rolling forwards for Freedom and Democracy. Aircraft knocked out the sky, but that's no, it wasn't. Just for some reason my mind registered that briefly. Pax firing at the Pershing again here. Double target weak points could be possible in theory, but Pax Ajax is at least, I think, well aware of enough of that possibility not to stick around too long in front of the Pack 40s there. Since obviously that could become very painful as Pershing if itself is a target weak point. Southern point pieces for the Lieutenant here. We got 154 to 189. Jimmy's actually closing in the gap between the two quite well now, so that could get a bit more dangerous here for Mr. Pax Ajax. Far south here, Panther going for the Lieutenant. Go second one ready. First one, meanwhile, fixed up in the north here. Pax quickly moving to reclaim the center. Neither aren't really having in it again. No mortars, no mortar half-tracks. Again, I feel like some mortars would be a very handy addition here for both sides. Sun point which is for the machine gun there, far up north, Pershing in here against the church. Helped by a few lonely Grenadiers. South side, Pax Ajax has promptly shown the door here by the Germans as Jimmy launches an assault here on the center against the 5th Cal head on. We do get some rough grenades here, and there you go, nice us up. They almost take out here Pax Ajax 50 cal, and does wipe it. Pretty good opportunity for Jimmy to steal it and turn against Pax Ajax. Meanwhile, may want to bring in some armor here, maybe a Sherman could be a pretty good idea there. Scots could also could also, of course, go for some Jacksons. We'll have to see. Panther rolling head here. Still taking a nice hit from the Panther 4, and it's sent from the cannon. He's been bombarded here by the Panther 4. About to lose the 50 cal crew there. In fact, he sacrificed the reactions to grab the 50 cal. Pax Ajax is just, I'm guessing, same for the Jackson now. Like, I don't know what else he could be setting up for at this stage. Unit here, white for Pax Ajax again. Devil's Down takes some more brutal losses here from Jimmy. Could become a problem here for Pax Ajax if he doesn't resolve this. Plus, sacrifice the reactions the way he did also feels a bit questionable, considering that's like his only way of repairing the Pershing. Especially now lost to Stewart, so he has got nothing to repair his Pershing with. So right now, Jimmy's actually like in a very strong position, and Pax Ajax is in a really bad place. Like, he still has some infantry there, but again, the Rangers still haven't been upgraded, which still strikes me as a bit odd. Going here for the base there. Jimmy, of course, looking to inflict more harm here to Pax Ajax and the 3rd Armored Division. There you go. Takes out the emblems, kills several range, but there you go. Bazooka teams punching several large shells into the Panther 4. Pershing, of course, still need repairs, and Pax Ajax is really in need of, well, some good fortune. Meanwhile, here, Jimmy is now taking up, moving straight ahead for Tier 4, and at that stage, I'm guessing it's going to be a target tank. You'll, of course, obviously, that is what it is. Here for Jimmy Mill Northwards, we got a big push with Pax Ajax. Basically figuring, you know, he's probably going to find less resistance by heading northwards here and trying to swing around rather than going straight for the center. That definitely, I think, is a pretty good read here. We do get every reconnaissance as Jimmy is frantic, I think, looking to figure out what exactly is the extent here of Pax Ajax assault. Thumbs up to that. Almost got the MB-42 there. Bazooka fighter and the Panther 4 almost knocked out. Even get rid of it. Of course, that'd be a pretty big win here for Pax Ajax. His Bazooka teams are definitely willing to risk it. And there we go. Takes out the Panther 4 just through the sheer power of bazookas on Rangers. Pioneer's been grenaded, big engagement grenadiers, lots of light machines. There goes second Panther 4, which he clearly hadn't factored in. Then charges in and starts tearing through Pax Ajax infantry to assault the Pershing. Might be able to rush in, then assist the retreating infantrymen here from the center. As Jimmy, of course, looks to inflict as much harm as possible here to Pax Ajax. And the 3rd Armoured Pershing gaining veteran to 1. It's always a good start there. Back here, trip reinforcing healing. Machine in the center being caught by a lot of angry and irate Germans. Pershing there being hammered by the Pack 40 guns moving up there. Pershing definitely a bit dinged up. And will, of course, have to pull back for a page. He's got plenty of fuel, but manpower-wise is right now, I think, where Pax Ajax is slightly hurting, to put it gently. Meanwhile, Jamie is steadily towards the Tiger tank, and at this rate is roughly a minute away from it. Well, a bit more than a minute. Got Lieutenant with some bars up finally. He's right in the center. Air recons are called in again. Very consistent use of it. Like, he's obviously just trying to make sure as much as possible that Pax Ajax can't surprise him. But also, of course, help spot for the machine guns as well that way. Smoke being deployed here. Thumbs up. You know, fairly consistent use of smoke and grenades overall here by Pax Ajax. Also nice to see here. Try and clear out the machine with a head-on assault here through the smoke. Risky, but there you go. He does manage it. Close call though. Pershing catching grenadiers here. Machine gun force away here. Fairly good push here by Pax Ajax, and all the area cons in the world here for Jimmy just was not enough here to stop Pax Ajax. And we got the range going here for it again. The Panther 4 with one volley has already taken down to pretty much half health. Certainly displaying some of the sheer firepower the Rangers are capable of with bazookas. Gunny's about to get wiped as well here. A really strong push here from Pax Ajax. Jimmy is moments away though from the Tiger heavy tank, but until then, he's on the receiving end of quite the walloping here from America. And he's about to get wiped up, but they do manage to seize a light machine gun here. Lieutenant needs to retreat before he gets hosed out. Machine gun team in the south flanking here. Pax's infantry forcing it to retreat. Northern field being grabbed here by the Bazooka Rangers, and we got northern munitions point seized for the 50 cal. Sherman away for Pax Ajax, thumbs up. Jamie meanwhile very close to the Tiger tank. We're talking half a minute, if not less than that. Pershing dashing in there. 10 kills. There you go. Pax ready to receive it and welcome it. There you go. Damage engine as well there. Pax Ajax knows he has to be aggressive, but can't be too aggressive either. But of course, at the same time, can't be too defensive either. So he's definitely in a bit of a tight spot here. One mistake could end up costing Pax Ajax a lot. Sherman almost done, plus more echelons, because, you know, he needs to repair that tank really fast. And there we go. At the 33-minute mark here, Jamie is finally able to summon forth the Tiger tank here for the nearby 502nd Schwere Panzerabteilung. 5th gun they catch for Northern Victory Point here, denying them the point. And there goes Sherman tank out here for Pax Ajax. Tiger tank meanwhile rushing northwards. May want to hit the penalty machine, but I'd not be surprised just setting as much munitions as he can here for the reconnaissance flight. 5th count site, that old wooden building will have to get out of there before the Tiger tank forces it out of there, or forces the building onto it. Well, that was a miss. How did you miss a house? It's a literal house. I'm sorry. I kind of just got a bit nervous. Ach, you idiot. Handful ripping to the Southern Liaison Squad there. German being fixed up. Pershing setting down here for freedom and democracy. We got 108 versus 129. Looks like this could be a pretty close one here. Pershing suddenly turning towards north here, where the Tiger tank is threatening here. Pax Ajax center. Panther 4 strength from the south here. Could be a pincer maneuver being set up here for Jimmy against Pax. There we go. Great hit from the Pack 4 out for the Pershing frontal armor. Panther 4 quickly disengaging here. As the Pershing turns its arms, and they've got the Rangers on the hunt for the Tiger tank. But no, there's a press by MG42 putting a halt there to Pax Ajax dreams of big game hunting. And there you go. Panther goes for the Pershing, gets another shot there. Grenadiers almost wiped out. We got 108 versus 113. Good shot from the Pershing there. Punches right through the Panther 4's frontal armor. Sherman good to go, troops reinforcing healing. Tiger tank dashing in, almost wiping out the 50 code crew there in its entirety. And there we go, 50 code crew exterminated. Anti-tanks found to the side of the Sherman here. Infantry being blasted into oblivion. We got 108 versus 95. More grenadiers here for Jimmy. More infantry to meet the American threat head on. Still no upgrades on the Rangers. Sherman charging in. They're deploying smoke as it goes here to mess with Jimmy's machine gun line here. 2 thumbs up. A brilliant move there by Pax as he just swoops in there, causing havoc and chaos. He's, I think, as far as I'm concerned, trying to just completely disorient Jimmy as much as possible. Just completely mess up his defensive line as much as possible so he can't put up a cohesive defense against Pax Ajax force there. In this regard, he was willing to fray the Shem for that purpose, and now that one Pax cleared out, the other one's rushing around there, and the Tiger tank is being hunted down by the Rangers. The Pershing is charging in here. Good lord. Almost got the Grenadiers in there. Go. White Tiger tank down to less than half health here as the Bazooka Rangers keep pummeling away there. Sending Cease machine gun crew here. An absolutely brutal match here. And an absolutely astoundingly vicious yet effective counterattack here by Pax Ajax. And the Bazooka team still keeps at it as the Tiger tank there. Jimmy is just unable to respond here efficiently. The lack of support for the Tiger tank makes it very vulnerable to the Rangers. Machine team push back here with the Pershing. Almost wiping it. Panther for the shoots and then gain the Rangers. Almost got them. Down to just one man. Pershing lands a great hit though there. And Jimmy is suddenly just stuck in his base with very little except heavily damaged tanks and pioneers. And Pax has like a fair amount of infantry. Still hasn't upgraded these guys, but I guess it doesn't need to at this point. Though you still think the benefit. Oh well. Pershing holding back here. 18 kills, 52 troops rushing for Northern Victory. We got 108 versus 45. Pax Ajax is still hanging by a thread here. Meanwhile, just Jimmy frantically fixing up his Tiger tank here. Graham Northern Point. Troops reinforcing healing here as Pax Ajax lines up for the next big push. Give me the really bad needs more infantry. There you go, Tiger tank good to go. Air reconnaissance again. Probably trying to figure out where his best chances of laying out a good attack versus Pax are. Can't fault him for that. Second Sherman almost done there for Pax Ajax. Pershing, of course, 32, which means he connected toss grenades automatically, which is a pretty handy ability, to be honest. It wasn't something exclusive to American tank crews, by the way, or even German crews with like around a bunch of grenades that they'd like chuck out in case of like self-defense. Later, of course, they were happy was not enough Verteidigungswaffe, which allowed them to just fire a flare gun with the various rounds out through like a slot in the top of the turret. Enemy pushed back by the Tiger tank here. Pershing rolling out here. Another just absolutely haymaker assault here by Pax Ajax. Shoots, webs, machine gun there being hammered by both the Sherman and the Pershing. Using the church here to deny the Pax easy line to find his arm. There go the Bazooka Rangers going forward while the non-Bazooka Rangers go for the Pax here. The Tiger tank there already down to 2/3 of its health total. Pershing, and there you go. Machine gun wiped out. Another blow hit to Jimmy. Panther 4 to the ripping into the rifle or Rangers there. Oh, rifle Rangers. Pershing charging in there halfway to the ace. Little Panther 4 there holding the line narrowly. But there you go. A full volley there and only one shot actually connects. That was pretty lucky there for Jimmy. Sending sees the Pioneers rounded. We got 64 versus 42 here. Pershing, half health, but half HV there. Bazooka Rangers keep at it. Tiger tank mauling them. Half HV there. Panda 4, half HV but goes up in flames as a bazooka rocket connects with the ammunition. Pershing falling back here. Sending seized by the MD-42. Air recons again here from Jimmy. He's finally going for some more Grenadiers. Machine gun narrowly holding the center, but getting flanked by the Grenadiers. We got 64 versus 35. Sherman and Pershing charging in. They're outmaneuvering the pack. And the Tiger tank, he almost got it, but there you go. Gets stuck at the wrong time there. Takes the wrong turn. But Pax doesn't care. Sherman keeps up deploying smoke here to mess with the Pax here. The gun, though, is definitely a bit of a hard time keeping with the Tiger tank. There we go. Shot bounces. Main damaged engine here. Oh dear, the Tiger tank blitzing. He's going to lose the Shem without taking out the Tiger tank. And, of course, on top of that, losing the Pershing. Might have been a miscalculation of packs that could cost him the game. He's down to 32 versus 64. Rangers moving up the centre, not fully reinforced. That's a definite mistake, though, packs. The stress is getting to him, I guess. I mean, I'd be stressed out, too. Tiger tank there, Vetsny too. Increased accuracy and range, making it much more lethal versus infantry and certainly making things tougher, in particular for the bazooka rangers. Unless they can get off an absolutely crippling volley there, I think they could get punished. There you go. First shot there, blasts apart Bob. Second shot takes out half the squad. He bazooka dropped. And Vetsy 2 Tiger tank is really where it starts to shine. Of course, the trick is getting it there in the first place, which is typically where things go a bit sideways. Smoke being deployed, Graham Northern Point here. We got 21 versus 64. Graham the Southern Point here. What is Pax Ajax going to go for? He's going to like literally try and go for another Pershing. I'd say that is kind of extreme if he tries that. Tiger tank rushing north. It's heavily damaged. Jamie, though, of course, it's also on victory points. He needs to kill. He needs to murder Americans. Going for the lieutenant here. Machine sees in the center and the south. Machine being flanked by the Pioneers. Panda 4 there for Jimmy. Tiger tank there being smoked out by the lieutenant. That's actually pretty smart there by Pax. But a bit more time to grab the missions point. Then we got 55 versus 20. And there's a pack left behind. There's a machine he grabs for the Rangers, pushing up to 3 machine guns. 2 of them are German. Jimmy's got like next to nothing left. He's super reliant on the Tiger tank. And Pack sending in a depleted Ranger squad here with 3 bazookas. And they get the Tiger. They get the Tiger, ladies and gentlemen. We got 40 versus 20. But I think at this point, Jimmy may in fact have lost a match against Pax Ajax, who's got just enough machine guns and just enough beaten up but veteran infantry to hold the line against Jimmy, who's got, well, 2 squads of grenadiers and one that's like half strength, and a Panzer 4 just arrived from Baden with a crew that just barely knows what's batting forefoots. So yeah, 20 versus 20, but I think Pax won this. Yeah, there we go. GG, game over. Jimmy pops out, realizing he's lost the battle and an awful lot of machine guns, and he's got no way how to explain that one. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links like what I do and wish to support it. Or, of course, consider pre-ordering coming is free. Links there in the comment. Use the code STUPID. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. You're all wonderful audience. I hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.